Much for joining us this morning. It's actually afternoon in Sweden, and you guys are traveling with me wherever I go. You come with me, and that is so. I really appreciate that. As we were talking before we started, so I'm at my parents' house, and I asked my dad to help me put up a place where I could practice. So this is what we came up with. That we had to cover some holes in the wall, and what did we create? Well, what I see is a colorful ghost. And this is one of the things that happen in the mind. We create stories. So what kind of stories are we creating? That's actually the third kosha when we work with the Yoga Nidra, the thoughts and the feelings. We're creating all these stories in the mind. And some of them are true and some of them aren't. And we have some power there. Okay, so today we are in water. As you know, when I designed the classes, I used the elements to help me structure them. And today we are in water. The mantra that I've chosen to work with is the following. I flow to my inner rhythms more and more each day. I flow to my inner rhythms more and more each day. If you'd like, you can use the same mantra or you can pick a different one. Okay, so let's get started. Finding your seat. And often that's the most important part of practice, deciding that I'm going to do this, finding my seat. If I decide to run, I put on my shoes and I go out running. If I decide to practice chair yoga, I take my seat. So taking your seat. And then checking in with earth, moving your feet, hands on your knees, pit of the belly goes in and up, maybe move the shoulders a little bit, and then bringing your awareness to the crown of your head. Connection to the universe and connection to earth. And then coming to stillness. Maybe closing your eyes if that's comfortable to you. And then giving yourself like a weather report. Like what kind of weather is going on right now? Checking in with your physical body. What kind of breathing are you using? And what thoughts and feelings are running around in your mind? Are you creating a colorful ghost? Are you creating a piece of art? Or is it something scary? So what stories are going around in your mind today? And then coming back to the breath. And back to your physical body. Okay, hands on your knees. And then if you'd like, you can start moving the knees back and apart and together, apart and together. And then maybe shifting awareness to your sitting bones, coming to stillness, and then starting creating some circles. Notice how you're shifting your weight from one sitting bone to the other. You can go in one direction, you can switch directions, or maybe you'll find a different way of moving. Maybe you'd like to move in eights, or maybe from side to side, whatever works for you. And then coming back to stillness, exhale and round your back. Inhale into a back bend. Exhale round, so the cat-cow movement, and then connecting that to your breath. Inhale when we open up, exhale when we round. And then coming to stillness, maybe moving the shoulders a little bit, and then start swimming. So we are in water, swimming in water. We can swim forward or we can swim backward. Maybe we can swim like, I don't know, like a bird, but in air. All right. And then moving your feet into Tadasana feet. So big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. And then lifting that right knee up, making circles, opening up that hip joint. And then finding seated pigeon. Use the elbow to gently guide that knee out. Maybe putting your fingers in between your toes, sitting up tall, tall, tall. And then leaning forward. All right, let's step that foot out wide so you create a 90-degree in between your knees. Now, find the sternum, the big bone at the like that's protecting your heart and lungs. And then follow that up and finding the manubrium that's in between the collarbones. Now imagine that someone is pulling that manubrium up and forward, up and forward, up and forward. When the manubrium is moving forward, the hips are moving back. And then gently leaning forward, maybe releasing the hands down to the floor, and then drop the head. Inhale and come back up. Now bring that right knee up and over. Sitting cross leg. Bring the awareness back to the manubrium and notice how you can pull that up and behind you, up and behind you, and coming into a gentle twist. And then release. Uncross the legs, big toes to touch, heels slightly apart, lifting the left knee, making big circles. And then finding seated pigeon, maybe putting the hands in between or the fingers in between your toes, using that elbow to gently guide that left knee to the side. If you'd like, you can bring your awareness to your manubrium here too. And imagine how someone is pulling it up and forward, up and forward. All right, stepping that foot out wide, creating a 90-degree angle, hands on your knees. Notice how the root is reaching back and down as the manubrium is reaching up and forward. And that's how we fold. One force is going back and down, one is going up and forward. Opposite forces that are in balance. Maybe releasing the hands down, maybe dropping the head. Inhale and come back up. Lift that knee and cross it over, sitting cross-legged. Sit up tall, tall, tall. Find the manubrium again. And notice how you can twist from that point. Gentle twist to the other side. And then release, uncross the legs. Bring the feet hip distance apart. We're going to come up to standing. So transferring the weight forward and up, forward and up, forward and up. All right. Now, arms like in cactus. And then lifting the knee to touch the elbow and then cross. And then straight forward. Let's do that 2 more times. So out wide, crossing, and straight forward. Out wide, crossing, and straight forward. And then release. Now, use your hands as blinking stars all the way up and all the way down. This time, place your hands on your back pelvic halves. Back pelvic half. In between the pelvic half is the sacrum, a big bony flat bone. And then so place your hands like, sometimes I say back pockets, like high back pockets on your pelvic halves. Okay. Now at the same time, if you'd like, you could bring your awareness to the manubrium. Now bend the knees slightly. Notice how the hips are moving back as the manubrium is moving up and forward, or forward and up, and eventually folding forward. You can release the hands down. Maybe hold on around your legs. The head is heavy. And then when you feel ready, bend the knees and slowly, slowly, slowly roll up to standing without fainting. Checking in with your breathing. Okay. Now, blinking stars again with your fingers, and then just open stars. Now, imagine how you're pushing a wall away, pushing something heavy away. Push away, finding standing plank pose. Fingers are spread. From here, lift the knee, stepping forward. Lift the knee, stepping forward. Lift, step forward. And try that a few times. All right, and release. Okay, let's do 3 sun salutations, just 3 sun salutations. We did this last week. Okay, inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down the midline. Same thing again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down the midline. Last time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down the midline and stay there, holding your own heart in between your hands with love and compassion. I flow to my inner rhythm more and more each day. And release. Okay, so let's do a sun A. Using the chair. Okay, inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale halfway and step back to plank pose. Stay there. Fingers are spread. You're pushing the floor away, or rather the chair away, and you're strong. If you'd like, you can use your feet. Use your feet, and you can bring your awareness to your feet and the crown of the head. Sometimes the feet are leading, sometimes the crown of the head are leading. Coming back to stillness, bend the elbows, bend the knees, move back and forth a few times, and then push the hips back to down dog. Stay there a few breaths. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, jump. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale down the midline and stay there a few moments. I flow to my inner rhythms more and more each day. And release. Okay, let's do a couple of step back flows. Inhale to chair pose. Exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the left side of your body. Right heel comes off the floor. Take a big step back. Find the earth behind you. Let the heel come down and find warrior one. Warrior one, hips are facing forward. You are facing forward. And then bringing up the arms. Maybe go swimming. Forward, backwards. And then eventually placing your hands in your back pockets or the back of the pelvic halves. Maybe noticing the sacrum in between the pelvic halves. Now, we're going to move forward. Notice the manubrium is going up and forward, up and forward. And as the manubrium is moving up and forward, that left hip is pushing back, pushing back, pushing back. So one part of you is going back and another part is moving forward, bringing the hands to the chair, hands to chair for support. Left hip is moving back, back, back. Creating balance. From here, bend the front knee, transfer your weight forward, finding supported warrior three. Now, let's try something new. Bend that top knee. Take the left hand off the chair. This is a good place to stay. If you'd like, you can reach back and take the bind. Left hand comes back to the chair, right knee comes forward, making a few circles, opening up that hip joint again. And then back to standing. Okay, let's try the other side. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Shift the weight to the right part of your body. Left heel comes off the floor. Taking a big step back, finding the earth behind you, releasing the heel, and then creating warrior one, your version of warrior one. Maybe this time you start swimming backwards and then going forward. Eventually placing your hands on your back pelvic halves or in your back pockets. Notice the sacrum in between the pelvic halves. If you like, you can bring the awareness to the manubrium too. Those 2 points, the sacrum and the manubrium, are moving in opposite directions. The hips are moving back as the manubrium is moving forward, keeping the balance even in movement. Right hip is moving back, back, back. Shoulders and head are moving forward. All right, bending the right knee, transferring the weight forward, finding warrior three, a supported warrior three. Bend the top knee. Right hand comes off the chair. You can stay here, or if you like, you can reach back, find the toes, and create a bind. Release the right hand back to the chair. The knee comes forward, and then do a few circles, opening up that hip one more time. And then feet together, bend your knees and come up to standing. Okay, let's do another step back with warrior two this time, where we open up the pelvic halves. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the left side, the right heel comes off the floor. Take a big step back, open up the pelvic halves, finding warrior two this time. Maybe bringing the arms out, and then create some waves. How do you create some waves? What kind of waves are they? Are they colorful? Are they black and white? Are they tall? Are they smooth? And then finding stillness. Hands on your hips. We're moving into Trikonasana from here. Notice that one part of you is going back and one is going forward. So we're going to straighten that left knee, pushing the hips back as we're folding forward, using our own leg for support. What part of you is moving back and what part of you is moving forward, keeping the balance? Rebend the front knee, coming back to warrior two. We're going to move into Ardha Chandrasana. So transferring the weight, hold on to the chair, lift the back leg and look at that big toe. You can stay here or you can bend the top knee. Maybe take the right hand off the chair. This is tricky because it's both the right leg and the right arm that's off the floor. Harder to balance that way. Maybe reaching back, taking the toes, creating the bind. Release the hand back, feet back together. Bend the knees and come up to standing. Okay, let's try the other side. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the right side of the body. Left heel comes off the floor. Take a big step back. Open up the pelvic halves, finding warrior two. Maybe the arms come out. Maybe creating some waves. What kind of waves do you want to create? What do they look like? Maybe you want to move in a completely different way. You don't have to follow me. I'm just suggesting ways. Coming back to stillness, hands on your pelvic halves. One part of you is moving back, the other is moving forward, finding Trikonasana. Your version of Trikonasana. Eventually coming back to warrior two, getting ready for another balancing pose. Moving into Ardha Chandrasana. So transfer the weight forward, use the chair, lift the back leg, look at that big toe. Bend the top knee. Left hand comes off the chair. Maybe reach back and find the toes, creating a bind. Hand comes back to chair, feet back together, bend the knees and come up to standing. Okay, we're going to do one more. We started this last week and I wanted to try something new today. Okay, standing at the side of the chair, hold on to the chair. The same side where you're holding on, bring that knee up and step up onto the chair. Now we're going to take a yoga toe lock. So use the 2 fingers, grab the big toe and then the thumb, using the thumb, holding on to that big toe. Bend the standing leg or knee. And then if you like, you can lean back and then maybe get that foot off the seat of the chair. This is a great place to be. Maybe you want to come up a little bit higher. Maybe taking that right hand off the chair. Next step would be to reach that hand back and then eventually reach the gaze back. Slowly finding your way back to standing. Let's try the other side. Holding on to the chair, lifting the knee that's closest to the backrest, and then deciding, how do I feel today? Am I willing to fall? Is this a good place to fall? Are there like soft mattresses around me where I can fall without hurting? Or are there like big sharp rocks? Okay, using 2 fingers, hold on to that toe, bend the standing leg, lean back, and maybe get that heel off the chair. What kind of chair am I using? Is it stable enough for me to play this game? How do I feel? Am I willing to fall? Would I hurt myself? Would I be embarrassed? What would happen? And everything is okay. Maybe I don't even want to try this. Maybe I just want to stand and hold on to the chair today. That's okay too. Okay. Now stand close to the chair. We're going to come back to seated. So inhale, arms up. Exhale slowly down to chair pose. Actually sitting on the chair. Now move forward. Sitting at the very front of the chair. Lean back. Maybe bring one knee up and then maybe the other. Maybe you can take one hand off and maybe the other. Maybe kicking and screaming like a hungry child. All right. Now bring the knees out wide, elbows on the knees. The hips are moving back. The crown of the head or the manubrium is moving up and forward. One part of you is rooting into earth and the other one is reaching up into the universe. You can stay here, maybe release the hands down to the floor, maybe let the head go. Inhale back up. One last posture before we go to the guided meditation. Now place the feet together. I usually have my chair on a yoga mat so it doesn't move. Here, now it's on the floor, which means I can actually push the chair. So this is another version to do a folded forward fold. So I'm sitting with 90 degrees. I'm placing the hands in my back pockets or back pelvis halves to start with. Now the maneuver is going up and forward, up and forward. I'm going to use my feet to push, push, push. So my hips are actually moving back and the maneuver is just reaching forward. The chair is moving back. My hips are moving back and the maneuver is more or less staying in the same position, but I'm coming into a forward fold. And then inhale and come back up. All right. Let's move into the second part of this practice, which is the guided meditation. So transfer the weight forward, come up to standing. And as you know, I prefer to do the second part laying down on the floor, maybe placing a bolster or something underneath your knees to make it more comfortable. Yeah, it can be done seated too, but it's like 25 minutes of listening. And this is a guided meditation. And like any other guided meditation, I am just suggesting places to go. If I'm taking you somewhere where you don't want to go, you don't have to follow me. You can say thank you, but no thank you, and go somewhere else. And in this practice that is, it's called Yoga Nidra. The version I'm using is created by Jennifer Reese. And we use the inner sanctuary, which is a place where you can, where you're always safe and you can always return to if I take you to a place where you don't want to be. Okay, so let's get started. And the mantra that I am choosing to work with today is, I flow to my inner rhythms more and more each day. You can use the same or you can use a different one. Let your body sink down into the floor. Feel the earth underneath you, holding and supporting you, rising up to softly cradle you. At this time, nothing else matters. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. Remain still for deep nourishment. Repeat these words in your mind. I am awake and aware. I am awake and aware. Now, imagine yourself in a sacred place that feels peaceful and friendly, protected and supported. It may be outside in nature, somewhere inside, or an imaginary place. This is your inner sanctuary. Feel yourself here and begin to see all the details around you. The light, the colors, any objects. See yourself in this sacred place, sensing the comforting energy, supported, calm, and protected. At any time during practice, you can guide yourself back here. If anything feels odd or too intense, go back to your inner sanctuary. Your inner sanctuary is always here. It is a part of who you are. Become aware of your upper body. Notice breath in your heart space. The easy rise and fall of breath in your chest. Now go inward, deep inside, and listen. Listen to your heart. Deep listening. What does it say? What is your heart's deepest longing? What does your heart desire? Your heart may speak in words, colors, songs, images, or something else. Allow your heart to speak its truth. From your heart's longing, create a positive statement in present tense as though it's already happening. Now, state your heart's wish 3 times to yourself as the truth. Bring your awareness to your belly. Notice your navel center. Notice the expansion on the inhale and the soft release on exhale. Navel rising on the inhale, yielding to earth on exhale. From your navel center, bring awareness to your pelvis, hips, upper legs, knees, lower legs, ankles, top of your feet, all 10 toes. Sense the soles of your feet. Notice your heels. Feel the calves, back of knees, hamstrings, sacrum, hip bones, and lower belly. From your lower belly, bring your awareness to the back of your pelvic halves, sacrum, lower back, kidneys, lungs, heart, sternum, manubrium. Notice collarbones, shoulders, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, top of your hands, all 10 fingers. Sense palms of your hands. Bring awareness to your throat center, neck, back of head, crown of head, forehead. Notice your mind's eye. Bring your awareness to your eyebrows. Notice your eyes. Right eye, left eye. Feel your eyes as color, as radiant wisdom, receiving sight. Bring awareness to your nose. Feel tip of your nose. Left nostril. Right nostril. Notice breath passing through both nostrils. Notice the sensation of inhale, receiving smell. Bring awareness to your ears. right ear, left ear. Witness your ears hearing, receiving sound. Bring awareness to your jaw. Notice the back of your tongue, roof of your mouth, teeth, lips. Notice sensation in your mouth, receiving taste. Now notice your whole head, shoulders, elbows, wrists, hips, knees, and ankles. Bring awareness to your back body, side of the body facing the ground, back body. And now feel your front body, side of the body facing the sky, front body. Now feel right arm and left leg, right arm and left leg together. Now feel left arm and right leg, left arm and right leg together. Feel your whole body now, all parts together, all together as a whole. Feel your whole body. Now notice breath in your back body. Breath filling your belly from the back. With every inhale, the lake in your belly grows wider and higher. Breath filling your belly like water filling a lake. Now imagine your body cool. Experience coolness spreading in your body. Cold water flowing over your hands, rinsing and cleaning. Now imagine warmth in your body. Experience warmth spreading in your body. Remember a time when you felt warm, like being in the sun. Body is warm, breath is cool. The water is cold and fresh. You bend down and cup your fingers. You bring your hands to your lips and drink from the nourishing source. A feeling of satisfaction and joy spreads in your body. With newfound energy, you stand back up and raise your gaze. You can't see the top, but you know It's there. You tighten the straps on your backpack and continue walking. Step by step. The path up is steep and dangerous. Water and ice have cracked the mountain into sharp rocks. It's easy to stumble. You focus and aim for stable places to put your feet. Before you transfer your weight, you test each rock. You make sure it's solid and stable. Once in a while, the ground moves beneath you. You know how to handle that. You get closer to earth and use your hands. With feet and hands connected to earth, you move up through passages you hardly knew existed. There are people around you. Everyone chooses a different path. Some you pass. Others pass you. A few are close. Some are far away. Together, you notice the shift in weather. You stop, look around, and wait. You look for signs. Your breath is steady. You decide to continue. The last part to the very top is easy. You can see the goal now. All you have to do is keep walking. A few more steps and you are there. You see people coming from all sides of the mountain. You had no idea. Some are walking, others are running, and a few are crawling. You focus on your breath. You feel how your body, breath, and spirit work together. You're tired and happy. Finally, you are all meeting again. The view is spectacular. You look to the south, north, east, and west. You look down and up. The houses in the valley look so small. You realize how far you've come. You stay as long as you can. You don't want to leave, but you know you have to. The sun is setting and the air is getting colder. It's time. With a sting of hesitation, you leave the mountain top and start the journey back down. It's different on this side. The rocks are bigger and smoother. You enjoy this part too. You see color in the distance. The air is warmer and moss is covering some of the rocks. You see soft soil in the cracks of the mountain. Behind a big round rock, you find shelter and a view. Here you can rest. You look at the ground. Seeds have sprouted in the warm soil. You look at all the life around you, eager to awake and become aware. With a smile on your face, you lean back and let your body rest. The sun is warming your face. You close your eyes and go inside. You surrender. You flow to your inner rhythms more and more each day. Now, remember your heart's longing, the positive statement you set at the beginning of practice. Repeat it 3 times to yourself, as though it's already happening. Let this truth fill every cell of your body. Notice all the space around you. Sense the space within you. Feel the sense of calm confidence, whole and complete. Notice that part of you that is the witness, the one who has observed your body, breath, and journey. And now begin to notice thoughts and feelings flowing through your awareness again. Notice your breath. Feel its rhythm and pace. Invite your breath to deepen now. Feel yourself reawakening. Become aware of your body, your physical body resting on earth. Sense your hands. Wiggle your fingers. Notice your feet. Wiggle your toes. Slowly roll to your left hand side. Press your hands into the floor and come up to a seated position. Lengthen your spine. Take a full breath in and let it go. Bring your hands up in Anjali Mudra, holding your own heart in between your hands with love and compassion. I flow to my inner rhythms more and more each day. Gently bow your head in gratitude for this practice, thousands of years old. Thank you, inner guide, your past, present, and future teachers, and all the people that are joining you on this journey. Allow the eyes to slowly open. Raise your gaze. And thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.